Everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to take a look at the newest area in Monster Strike. It is the real-time world. Hopefully you got a glimpse of what this is on the last Monster Strike news video that I did. But now that it's out, played around with little experience, but enough to give you some details on what to know for this new event. Now, as you can see, it is accessible from the event menu. Should be the very middle menu item here. Just swipe around if you can't find it, but it is here. And well, let's, in a nutshell, what the heck is this new region? Well, as you know, Monster Strike is a turn-based game. You go, enemy goes, you go, enemy goes. However, real-time world is, well, the name says it, it's real-time based. You are free to go whenever you want. The boss will go under its own automated time scheme. But, of course, timing is going to be of the essence to make sure you can maximize your damage output here. And what do I mean by that? Well, your monsters will have an action gauge. And that action gauge will be found on the top right of your monster, counting down. The number of seconds that is associated for each monster will depend on one of the 8 monsters you can use. But regardless, the scheme is still the same. If it's under 50%, it will be red. If it's from 50 to 80%, it will be yellow. If it's above 80%, it will be blue. And if it's completely filled, the gauge will no longer be visible. Now, the different abilities that you have in this region will depend on that color of your gauge. And of course, keep in mind, if the gauge is not there, the abilities is maxed out and available for you. So let's go through the individual stuff one by one. The first thing is going to be your abilities. The monster abilities will depend on the status of your gauge. If that status is red, your abilities are not active. Alright? So keep that in mind. You are free to move when that gauge is red. However, if it is red, your ability is not active. Alright? If it's yellow or higher, so yellow, blue, or you can't see it anymore, it is active and you can take advantage of said ability. Next is the bump combos. As you can see, if your if your action gauge is in red, your bump combo is not active. You will see that X mark next to your monster. If it is yellow, it's going to be active, but the damage output will be low. And then blue, it will be higher. And then, of course, when it's completely full, it will be maxed out. And as you can see on that image there, you know, it's kind of like sort of grayed out. That bump combo gauge is also gradually growing up. So the longer you wait, the more damage it will do. So the later you hit that monster, the more damage it will do. So, you know, if you want to hit a monster, that's fine. You don't have to wait for them. But of course, if you want to maximize a bump combo, especially for monsters that might have that bump combo, you know, roll, if you want to maximize that damage, you're gonna have to wait for their action gauge to also be maxed out. All right. Next, also for bump combos are only usable once per move. So, for example, you move around, you hit Loki there, it'll activate. But Loki will not be able to shoot off another bump combo until it moves again, right? So not only do you have to worry about making sure that their gauge is at least yellow or higher, you also have to make sure that they haven't already been activated by somebody else, especially in co-op. Now that's not going to be a problem if you're soloing and playing with your bot, but keep that in mind. And as always, it will be indicated with that red X saying that this bump combo cannot be activated. Of course, it's up to you to remember. Obviously, if it's yellow or higher and it still has that X, that just means that character hasn't gone yet. So once you go again, the bump combo is activatable one more time. Strike shots. Just like normal Monster Strike, each monster has a strike shot available to them. They can use it as many times as they want, as long as the appropriate time has elapsed. In the real-time world, it'll just count down 1 per second. So, you know, just look at that thing is going to be flicking over and over. Maybe a little annoying, but how else are you going to do it? Now, this is also important. Your strike shot does scale with your action gauge. So if you use your strike shot when it's in red, it is going to be very weak. You're going to want to wait until your action gauge is full to make sure you get the full power of your strike shot. Do not mess that up. All right? make sure you wait until your action gauge is filled. Now, there are some special actions that can happen that are very time skill based. You can get a critical shot in this world if you attack, right? You sling and release at the exact moment your action gauge fills to 100. If you're able to get that timing down correct, your first hit will be guaranteed to be a critical hit, and you'll see that notification like you would normally do in game when that happens. Now, you'll see in the video that I pull up later, the timing is kind of tough. You have to hit it at that exact moment. So yeah, keep that in mind. Shield guard. Now this one is when your action gauge is at least 50%. If you happen to make your sling and you are attacked immediately after that sling, the shield will activate and reduce your damage to 1. Now, the timing of that, it's a little bit hard to grasp. I'm not sure if I even got that on my video run, but basically you shoot, and if you get attacked, then your damage will be reduced to 1. So it's a timing thing when the boss attacks. Right? We'll see if in my video I got it and I just didn't realize it, but kind of hard. Now, for the attacks, each enemy also has their own action gauge. Again, it'll be counting down, and they will attack given their gauge hitting 0. Before they attack, they will show off their attack scheme, whether it's a movement, lasers, homing attack. It'll be marked in a red zone, red area. Immediately after that red zone shows up, they will perform their attack according to whatever it's specified to be. Again, we'll see it in action in a little bit. You can also knock out bosses when you do a set amount of direct damage. And important, this is direct damage, not bump combo damage. You will be able to knock out the boss for a set amount of time. You'll have that sound happen, and they won't move for a set amount of time, which is nice. Again, this is specific to direct damage. It does not count for bump combo damage. All right. Items are also available in this game. Now, of course, since there are no turns, it's a little bit different. It will grow after a set amount of time. For the hearts, of course, you can see that. This also applies to the gauge item or the strike shot. Times. What was it? Sand timer. That also is available. However, these items will also disappear after a set amount of time. So just because it got to gold doesn't mean you can just leave that there for the entire time. Eventually that will also disappear as well. So be careful about that. Again, timing of that we'll have to see in game, but that is definitely a thing. Alright, so let's go through the 4 roles that are available in this mode. There are again a total of 8 characters available for you, and you can see them here. So the first section is the hit attacker. These guys are going to be good for direct damage. You are going to want to hit the monster bosses directly to maximize their output. Now, these monsters have a special ability which gives them an easier timing window frame to get that critical shot. Again, critical shot, you need to release that monster at the exact moment you hit 100% on your action gauge. And so you can see that their ability is right there. That critical master is what gives them that special tweak. And you can see that for recall, her action gauge is set at 8 seconds, and strike shot happens at 84 seconds. It's just shooting out a bunch of missiles, and you got the slashes for the bumps there. And for Nyoibo, it's a pierce type, but at 6 seconds. Strike shot is at 84, and also this one, the strike shot does extra damage if you hit the weak point. And you can see his bump combo is a pierce lock on shockwave 6 instead. Again, try out the different 2. They are of course different with their sling type, right? Bounce versus pierce. Bump combo is a little different. Strike shots are also a little different as well. The next role is the second row here. It is the bump combo attacker. We have Loki and Baby Ark here. As their name would suggest, they are stocked up in terms of bump combo damage. So if you hit them, they will be able to fire that off and do good damage that way. They also have the special ability to be easier to activate the shield guard. Again, you are able to move, and then if you get attacked immediately after, that immediately time frame is just a little bit extended, a shield will activate and that first hit will be reduced to just 1 damage. And you got Loki here in the wood element, bounce type. Strike shot is just a speed and power up, but you get the one-way lock-on laser EL as his bump combo. As for Baby Ark, she fills in the pierce role, and will be able to get a speed up and increases the effectiveness of the weak point. So different strike shots, and you can see that bump combo is the fan-shaped spread shot 10, right? Ogi got the, yeah. So yeah, take advantage of those two, and we'll see how that works. Next up is the healer, and obviously, as their name suggests, they will have healing abilities, which are slightly different. For Merlin, he is your bounce type and has a single heal M, so the first monster he touches will be healed a significant amount. And strike shot is turn to pierce, so pretty straightforward. Bump combo is a pierce homing 8. Whereas Parvati in the pierce mode has recovery M, and you know how that works is you can actually heal everybody that you touch. However, the amount healed depends on the order you touch them, from little, more, most in order. So a little bit different strategy between these two healers, so keep that in mind if you use them. Action gauge is really short though here, only 5 seconds, and her strike shot puts up a healing wall on the first wall touched, so definitely a different way to get some more healing. Bump combo is a nice boring cross laser L. And then last but not least, we have the tanks. In this game, Athena and Zeus fills those roles, and for these two, their ability will ignore all damage under a certain amount. Also puts up a barrier at the start of each map. And you got Athena filling the bounce roll at 7 seconds for the action gauge, and this one is a Kabedon strike shot, so each time you hit a wall, power increases. She also has breath as her bump combo, whereas Zeus here has a directed laser, so the direction you point in, he'll fire off a laser, and the bump combo here is a super pierce spread EL5. Of course, again, you get the different option of 1 bounce, 1 pierce, so you can figure out which one you like better. But these are your 8 monsters that you can use for this area. Now, as you can see here, when you were looking at all of these stats, all of these values only apply, well, I guess HP just applies in general, but attack and speed only applies if your monster is at 100% action gauge status, so keep that in mind. And if you just like a certain monster and you want to keep that as your default, again, I just have Merlin here for kicks, but you can hit this blue button here and then change it so that it defaults to a certain monster when you start playing. Alright, so let's go into the quests. The important thing here is that all quests cost 0 stamina, so you're free to play this as many times whenever you want without worry about your stamina status. As you can see, there is a Kiwami Extreme Savage Stage? Yeah, I think that's what the English was. That's available 24/7. You can play this one as many times as you want. No worries about the time of day. However, there are 2 scheduled 5-hour sessions for the Kyukyoku Extreme quests. There's one light and one dark version that will basically rotate in, and there is a scheduled 2-hour Chozetsu Impossible quest. Alright, So there's 4 different total quests you can play in this area, and you know, they're pretty liberal about when you can play that. Now, as you can see, there is a special schedule section here. You need to actually go into the screen to see the schedule. They are not going to be showing up in your standard schedule menu here, right? This is just the normal quests. So you cannot use the schedule to see what's going on with the real-time world. You have to go into that menu and check out the special schedule menu here. And here is where you can see when the next quests are coming, whether it's the dark Kyukyoku, the light Kyukyoku, or the light Chozetsu quest. Like I said, 5-hour sessions for the Kyukyoku and 2-hour for the Chozetsu. If you want reminders, you can also set them up separately here and get the notification, for example, when those Chozetsu quest comes up. Right? I'm going to say yes. Great, you'll get a push notification when it's coming. Alright, so keep that in mind. Now let's go into the gameplay. So when you're playing the game, if a monster ever hits 0 HP, it will become a ghost, and the ghost follows same rules as you would be familiar with Monster Strike right now. The attack of that monster is severely reduced. Abilities, bump combos, critical shot, and shield guards are not activatable as a ghost. Also, your strike shot countdown is increased and will no longer count down while being a ghost. How do you get out of that? All you have to do is heal it by getting a heart, by using one of those healer abilities. Any of that is possible. And remember, you can just keep moving, right? Even though you're a ghost doesn't mean you're stopped, right? Just keep moving to a heart and get it, right? Hopefully your co-op partners aren't going to be selfish and steal that heart from you when you need it. Or if somebody gets it as a gold, then you get that healing anyway. But yeah. Now, how do you actually play? Well, you can only control one monster per account, right? Makes sense. Since it's real time, there's no turns to have control of a separate monster. Now, if you're playing solo, what's going to happen is you can select your monster on the left, but you can also select a bot on the right, and that bot will join you and will automatically make its own shots. You can't control it at all. It will have a mind of its own, but you can select another character to play with that. However, this is important. The game is over if your monster hits 0 HP. It doesn't matter if the bot still has HP or not. If your monster hits 0 HP, it's game over. Take care of that. Also, a little note, just because I guess they wanted to stop any like autoplay kind of modes, but if you're not playing for an extended amount of time, the bot will also stop moving. So make sure you're actually playing the game. You cannot depend on the bot to finish this mode for you. Now, this mode is also playable via co-op. How this works is each player controls 1 unit. So if you have a total of 2 players, you'll have 2 units in game, 3 units, 4 units, right? You do not get to fill in the additional slots with bots in co-op mode, right? So bots are only for solo. Game over is when all units in your party hit 0 HP. And important note, if a co-op member drops out, their monster will disappear from the game as well. If it so happens to be that you are in co-op mode with only 2 players and that other player co-ops, I do believe a bot kicks in and you are able to complete it that way. Let me double check on that. Yep. Yeah. So if at 2 players, that last player ends up also dropping, or if you play 4 co-op and everybody drops, maybe you lost your Wi-Fi, that last or second player or whatever is determined to be the last player alive will turn into a bot and help you out finishing the game. And I think last but not least is if you do co-op, there will be a little like score screen at the end, and it just gives you a nice little statistic breakdown of what happened in the game. So it'll break down who was the monster that dealt the most damage, who took the most damage, who killed the most enemies, who shot the most amount of times, how many times were bump combos activated, how many times they turned into a ghost or revived from being a ghost. Nothing there that means anything. It's just cool stats to play around with. And of course, finally, let's take a look at the rewards. So when you clear a stage, you'll be earning these real-time points, and you can see that on the top right corner here, accumulating there. When you clear a stage, depending on the difficulty, the number of points will be changed. So for Kiwami, you'll get 40 points. Kyukyoku, you'll get 160 points, and Chozetsu, you'll get 320 points. If you are able to no continue clear the stage, you will get a 50% bonus on top of that. And if you are able to achieve a speed clear, you'll get a 30% bonus. Now, if you are able to achieve the daily bonus, which can be found out here in this blue menu on the top right, you'll get a bonus score, basically another 50% on top of your clear bonus. And what you need to do for the daily mission bonus is to clear the specified quest with the specified monster. So you can see it's saying for the Kiwami quest to use Merlin. For the Kyukyoku quest, it says to use Ricol. And then for the upcoming Dark Kyukyoku quest, it's asking you to use, I think that's Zeus, right? Yeah, Zeus. And so if you put that monster in your team and you're able to clear it, you will get that bonus there listed below. Again, it's not on top of the clear bonus, it's instead of that clear bonus, you get a 50% boost there. Now, what can you do with these rewards? Well, of course, you're not exchanging them, you'll just be storing them up, and then once you hit a certain level, you'll get the associated rewards, and you're just gonna accumulate this for the whole month. You're just gonna keep playing until you get it. So you can see there's some, it's nothing too amazing, right? You get orbs, 10 orbs at 3,000 points, and I think there's another set of orbs at 8,500, and there's a total of 50 orbs up for grabs if you can just keep playing this. Again, it is 0 stamina, so you are getting 50 orbs for free. It's just your time that needs to be spent to clearing these stages. And so yeah, I mean, it might take a while, but there's no reason to rush it. It is only available for a month, but that's fine. Also, if you're curious whether or not you got the bonus for the day, you can see on the quest that there will be a green plate there that says you got the bonus. So if you see that, you're good for that day. And again, each day it'll come around allowing you to get that bonus once a day, and allow you to just change it up and use some different monsters. Alright, so let me bring up my video that I took. Oops, that's at the end. So let's go there. Oh, sorry, no, it doesn't replace, sorry, I got it wrong. It's just it is a flat bonus, not in replace. Sorry. So forget what I said earlier. It is a straight up bonus. Anyways, let's go in game and see how this actually works. So as you can see, I'm only doing a solo, so I'm controlling Ricol, and Merlin is my bot here. And you can see, you're just able to sling like usual. Actually, let me bring this. No, it's okay. But you can see, the action gauge on the top right of each monster. Waiting, and I'm still kind of used to the turn, so you see me waiting there unnecessarily. But it's a pretty straightforward thing. Of course, the boss's weak point will also be moving after a set amount of time as well. So there's nothing like the current state where if you hit that monster, that's when it moves or something like that. It's purely on a time basis. And you can also see that the damage that you inflict on the boss will also kind of scale based on when you are using your action. And at the start you can see that I'm not really taking advantage of trying to get that critical hit quite yet. I kind of realized it a little bit halfway through that I need to try to achieve that. Still a little bit green there, getting used to all this. But okay, so you saw I moved. Let's take a look at the bump combo, right? Now that I got to yellow, you'll see that it's unfortunate timing. Let's wait one more time. Okay, so I moved, right? And then my bump combo is X'd out. and then you'll see my action gauge. Once it hits yellow, it's activated again, and then it slowly starts to fill up again, right? And so, again, the longer you wait, basically when that bump combo gauge is filled, that's when you're going to be able to maximize damage through the bump. So keep that in mind as you're playing as well. Now you can see at this point, I'm actually trying to get that critical hit. So, and now you can see that the strike shot, I didn't wait until my gauge was fully there. So that's actually not the full power of that strike shot, right? Again, if you wait until your your action gauge is maxed out, your strike shot damage will also increase as well. So do not just, you know, flash your strike shot as soon as you can. You are not going to be giving the maximum damage output, which is unfortunate, right? You waited almost 90 seconds to have that activated and you're not going to get max damage? Bad. But yeah, I mean, obviously I think this is much more fun co-op, but playing this with an alt seems pretty prohibitive. You know, you're gonna have to be paying attention when each of your accounts are ready to go, and you know, especially if you're not using physical devices. I'm not sure how you're gonna be able to manage that in an efficient manner. But it seems tough to play co-op, and it does look like that it kind of scales with the amount of characters you're using, so it's not impossible to do solo. It certainly seems a little harder, but here, let's see if I can get the timing right. No, I think that was a little bit early, right? So, unfortunate. But let's see if I can get it this time. Yeah, early again. So, I mean, honestly, it's just not easy to get that timing down. And even, you know, don't forget, recoil does have the ability to make it slightly easier to hit that. But there you go. Right, got that 100% and was able to do enough physical damage for that turn to knock out the boss. Right? Again, you can knock out the boss if you are able to do a set amount of damage, direct damage, in a single turn. And again, I don't know what that set amount of damage is, or if it's like an accumulation over time, but important to keep an idea. And you can see speed clear, just barely made it. Again, got that critical hit. Probably without that, I wouldn't have made it with the given time left, but 3 seconds left on the clock and you were able to get that bonus here. And you can see the points are dished out at the very end, and you get some rewards, 2 orbs at the end. And let's see, and I guess I just want to show that really. There we go. And right, so we got the 160 points for clearing the Q-Kyoku quest, 1.3 times for getting the speed clear, 1.5 times getting the no continue clear, and then a bonus 240 right on top of, sorry, I thought it was replacing the base score. That was not correct. It is a flat bonus on top of your clear. So 312 points for the above section, 240 for a total of 552 for one clear here. So basically, you know, if you're able to maximize your points, you're going to be getting 312 per run on the Q-Kyoku. I don't think I want to do the math for 40. Well, actually, so a quarter of that, so what, 75-ish, right, per run. And of course, if you get the daily mission, you'll get 60 that way. So, you know, to be able to max out, it will take a little bit, but you know, you do this once a day, get the daily mission. I think that might be enough for most. Maybe, I don't know. Didn't do the math, but let me put the background music on again. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice new content. I mean, again, I think this is going to be much more fun if you play it with actual people. We'll see how difficult that Chozetsu is going to be, if that dictates you need to play co-op or not, but certainly a nice new take on the Monster Strike world. Who knows if this is a precursor to try and come out with, you know, another spin-off game to be real time, or, you know, we'll just get something like this temporally each month. get another set of 8 monsters to play around with, a new set of quests to run around with, stuff like that. So that's it for the real-time section. If you have any questions, let me know below. If you find any mistakes, let me know below, because this is fresh as well. But it seems to be a nice little diversion from things. So again, daily thing, enjoy. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, comment below. Otherwise, ENGMon's Twitter account is where you can find the latest news. Discord channel is where you can talk with other people if you need help immediately. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.